When touring Buffalo Secret Gardens, I kept noticing effective, repeatable ways that these gardeners create romance and structure and abundance in these tiny, unusually shaped spaces. So today I'm sharing 5 French country garden lessons that I brought home with me that we can all use for inspiration in our own gardens. Lesson 1 is use the architecture. One thing these gardens reminded me of is that the architecture surrounding a garden becomes part of the garden itself. Your house can provide a beautiful backdrop for planting, but it doesn't even necessarily have to be your house. A neighboring roofline, an old brick wall, a beautiful window, or even a mature tree beyond your property can all become part of the view. So instead of only designing within the boundaries of your lot, try looking beyond and noticing what you can visually borrow to make the garden feel richer and more established. Lesson 2, salvage and antiques belong in the garden, even when they weren't made for it. Old gates, architectural fragments, tools, stone pieces, even things like fire irons can become beautiful and unexpectedly useful garden elements. And it's such a great way to keep things out of the landfill and give them new life. Outdoor rooms. A pergola, an arbor, overhead vines, or even just a simple framework can be enough to make part of the garden feel sheltered and separate. You don't need 4 walls and a roof. The suggestion of enclosure is often enough to create that garden room feeling. This beautifully suits French country gardening, where plants and simple architectural elements work together to create rooms and pathways and a sense of romance and intimacy. Pots are one of the most flexible garden design tools. They're magnificent problem solvers. They can add height, fill a seasonal gap, bring color exactly where you need it, or even soften a kind of awkward corner. The containers themselves can also be works of art, but if the plant is especially flamboyant, a simple terracotta pot can also offset that beautifully and help ground the whole composition. And because pots are movable, you can keep adjusting them as the garden changes through the season. Microclimates. Another lesson I brought home was not to underestimate the power of a protected corner. Walls, fences, and dense planting can hold warmth, soften wind, and create little microclimates within the garden. And once you start paying attention to those microclimates, your official growing zone can become more of a guideline than a hard rule. In the right protected spot, you might even be able to push the limits a little and grow things like figs or citrus that you wouldn't otherwise expect to be able to succeed. Now, these are only 5 of the many ideas I brought home, so I have a feeling there may be a part 2. Let me know which one inspired you the most or which idea you might try in your own garden, and I'll see you next week.